Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Zip or Zipperoni back with another YouTube video for World of Warcraft. In this one, I wanted to cover professions and what exactly to do. I understand if you're a new player or even if you've been around for a while and you just haven't dabbled in professions, it can kind of be overwhelming. It's kind of hard to understand what you should make the most amount of gold, or whether it's to make gear, jewelry, or enchants for that gear. So we're going to cover all that good stuff. Hopefully this steers you in the right direction, and at the end of this video, you have a little bit more understanding on what you should be doing, how to do it, and where to do it. Let's get into it. Alright, so right now we're going to Hearthstone over to Dornegal. This is the main area of Khazalgar, the expansion or the location for War Within. Get all your professions here. This is where everyone's hanging out. If you're still hanging out in Orgrimmar, that's fine, but this is where everybody's at. This is where you're going to find the new stuff at. So we should be out here, okay? We're going to go ahead and we're going to head outside of the inn. We're going to head over here. The first two professions I suggest you get if you're not into professions yet is herbalism and mining. So we are going to head right over here in Dornegal. This is going to be your herbalism hut right over here by the foregrounds, this little corner here. So you go inside, your herbalism trainers here. Go ahead and grab all your herbalism, okay? Next, you're going to want mining. This is going to be your next resource for gold making, okay? Mining and herbalism are going to make the most in terms of gathering professions. Your third one is going to be tailoring. Your fourth one is going to be skinning. Skinning is going to come last in terms of gold making, just because leatherworking is the only profession that uses it. Tailoring tends to go hand in hand with enchanting, so a lot of tailorers are buying cloth to make their stuff, as well as make gear to enchant or disenchant, for that matter. So keep that in mind. Tailoring and enchanting is another way to go. So herbalism, mining. Your second character, if you get 1 to 80, you should go ahead and pick up tailoring and enchanting. Those two go hand in hand. Herbalism and mining go hand in hand just for gold making in general. Okay? Your mining trainer is going to be down here in this somewhere. I don't remember where, so if you can't find one, you just go over here to one of these guards, profession trainer, mining. Maybe it's not in the center. Okay, it is. You see this little red flag? That's going to be your mining trainer. Go ahead and fly over there. Pick up your mining. Perfect. Mining trainers over here. Go ahead and pick up your mining. After that, you're going to want to head straight to the auction house if you've got a little bit of gold to spare. And as you can tell, if I open up my professions book, mine are leveled up quite a bit. And you see this plus 18. This is something you're going to want to aim for. You're going to want to aim for that plus in the most amount that you possibly can. And here, actually, I'm going to go ahead and apply 5 knowledge. We'll get into that in a second. So you're going to go over to your journal. In the top right, you're going to see this equipment area. You got 2 pieces of equipment and then a tool. If you can afford to buy a couple of these or make them yourselves with the other professions, go ahead and do that. That'll help your leveling experience and unlocking these new recipes a lot easier while you're out gathering. Definitely suggest doing that. Get your tools, get your accessories put on. That'll help you increase your level in those professions. So we have our mining, we have our herbalism. We're going to go out in this area first, right here in the Isle of Dorn, okay? It helps if you have a sky golem. If you don't have a sky golem, I believe they're just under 30k. So again, if you have enough gold to spare, you can go in here, search all, go to the sky golem. It's just under 30k, so you can go ahead and get a sky golem. This is strictly for herbalism. This will allow you to stay mounted while you're gathering herbs. It's a little bit faster of a process while you're out there farming, so that's why I like using it. I made it a few years ago with engineering, so I got lucky. Just having it in my book. You want to go out, try to do like an hour, maybe a half hour every single time you're out farming, right? You don't want to make it a quick process. You want to gather as much as you possibly can. Fill your bags with as much resources. Have level 1, 2, and 3. You got bronze grade, silver grade, and gold grade. You're going to want to keep gathering until you get your herbalism up to a rank where you're mostly getting good herbs. And as you're leveling up your professions, you're going to get what's called knowledge or specialization points. You're going to want to apply these knowledge into these areas. Eventually, you'll be able to unlock all 3. But at the beginning, you're going to want mining fundamentals and plethora of ore. This will give you the most. And then obviously mastering the mysterious. This kind of goes hand in hand. You could swap out mining fundamentals with mastering the mysterious. Go with plethora of ore and mastering the mysterious to get kind of the rarer, higher grade ores early on. But like I said, you are going to be able to get all 3 specs eventually. So just focus on filling these up, increasing the ranks. This main one is going to be your most important. And go on to these is what I would suggest. Next, we're going to head over in the herbalism book. The next step is also applying knowledges in your herbalism. You don't want to leave this one behind either. You want to make sure all these points are applied as you continue leveling it. First, you're going to want to get Bountiful Harvest, and then second, you're going to want to get Botany. Eventually, again, you're going to be able to get all 3 specs, which Overloading the Underground is going to be last, like it is here for me. Botany and Bountiful Harvest is the next thing that I'm going to focus on. You want to get these up, as you can see, it says next major bonus. You want to focus on getting these to your next major bonuses. This will help with studying the various plant life around, getting the most out of them, how to gather them most efficiently. And then this one is the similar thing, how to gather the herbs found throughout. You're just going to get a little bit more plant life, a little bit higher spec. We talked about that bronze, silver, and gold grade. You're going to want to increase these so that way your herbs stay as kind of high rank as they possibly can as you're gathering. After a little while, you're going to notice that this area of Isle of Dorn, you're not really getting your Orbanids or other plant life like that, your Bottled Storm. You're not really coming across these chittens, nothing like that. So what I suggest, after you hit Isle of Dorn for quite a while, you're going to want to head into the Ringing Deeps. That's where you're going to find some more Orbanid plants like that. Then you're going to want to head into Kahet. Then you're going to want to head into Hollowfall or vice versa. Just make sure you're spreading around your time throughout these various areas, as they do contain different plant life, different ranks, different rarities. Kind of spread your time around. Like I said, try to get it in 30 minutes to an hour, grinding on each one of these times that you go out to get herbs or mine nodes. You want to kind of make your time as most efficient as possible. If you're going out for only 5-10 minutes and you get bored, you're not going to make the most. You're not going to advance as much or as fast in your professions as some other people will. So that's those are my tips for mining and herbal. Next, we're going to get into tailoring and enchanting. All right, so we switched over to my shaman. This is my tailorer and my enchanter. So as you can see, I got some of my equipment, some of my tools. I need a little bit better ones. I only have that +5. So characters were aiming to get that +18 or even higher if you can. Enchanting, same deal. I still need a little bit more accessories. That's something that I'm going to invest in here shortly. But same thing here for tailoring and enchanting, right? Tailoring goes hand in hand. The gear that you make from tailoring, you can go ahead and disenchant and get your materials that way. That is a very fast way to go ahead and get gear to disenchant. Everybody's wondering, how do you get gear to disenchant? How do you grind gear? It's a little bit different than materials. So tailoring is a very good way to craft gear and then go ahead and disenchant it right away. You'll be able to get your material. It's not a very good idea to craft this low-end material or this low-end gear, pardon me, and then sell it on the auction house. Gear doesn't sell very well at this low level. You're going to want to wait until you get high-end recipes and craft that purple gear for people. You're going to be crafting for mages, warlocks, and priests. So the market is quite high if you level your tailoring accordingly and you get those high-end recipes. Stay on top of it, apply those knowledge points as well, like we covered in herbalism and mining, and make sure that you have your accessories so you're advancing as efficiently as possible. Next, we're going to talk about my fastest way to get tailoring. It's very fast. It's kind of mind-numbing, but you can do it for about an hour or two. Quite a bit of tailoring materials if you go in here into your dungeon book, hit this drop down, go to follower dungeons. Where you guys have saw this tailoring farming method before, but Dark Flame Cleft has a lot of low health mobs right at the beginning. Clear that first room, loot, go into the second room, clear that second room. There's even mobs hanging up in the rafters. Hit those guys, pull them down. I like queuing as a healer, so then I don't really have to do much. I have the follower group go in, kill them all while I throw down a few totems, my heal, my AoE heals, and I'm good to go. Go ahead and loot my tailors or my materials. I leave, I re-queue. I do that for about an hour or two, and I leave with quite a bit of cloth. I'm able to make the gear disenchant. I'm able to make some bags, sell the bags on the auction house. Bags sell better than anything, and then raw materials are the next step. Those sell better than anything else. So keep that in mind too. If you get to a point where you don't need the low level materials, you find yourself with a lot of them, you can go ahead and sell those as well, and just keep your high end materials to craft better items. And then keep in mind as well, if you're trying to grind for materials on another character, you're going to need to make sure that you have tailoring in this new expansion, because only tailorers can farm the cloth. It only really drops for them. So make sure you're grinding for the material on the character that has tailoring. I was curious of the same thing when I first got back into this new expansion. I was like, why am I not getting cloth like I used to when I used to random, mob spawns, and I used to farm linen or wool cloth back in the day. It's definitely not the same, so you do need tailoring to grind that cloth if you're curious about that as well. Now, the end-all, be-all, if you found yourself done with all this, next step is going to be getting a druid, hunter, or a rogue, just so that way you can kind of benefit off the leatherworking as you're leveling it. Go ahead and get skinning, leatherworking on another character, and if you find yourself getting another level 80 and you want to keep grinding the professions, kind of max them all out in the best way possible, you're going to want to get an inscriptionist and an alchemist. Now remember, you have that character that has mining and herbalism. You can just go ahead and get herbs from that character, send them to the character that you have alchemy and inscription on, so that way you can kind of maximize the profession slots available to the character. Same process applies. Make sure you get your accessories, make sure you get your tools, make sure you're applying your knowledge points, and if you guys need to, Wowhead and Icy Veins is a great utility for all of us players. It's a great resource. They post daily guides, weekly guides. They're always up to date on the recent patch notes, so I highly suggest using Icy Veins and Wowhead. They definitely get a lot more information across than a lot of us YouTubers do. And even us YouTubers, we go there to get our information and put it into the videos sometimes anyways. So just keep that in mind. Those are resources available to you. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. I will tackle any topics that you guys want me to. And I will try my best to learn as much as I possibly can as I continue. So I appreciate you guys checking out the video. Hope you guys learned something. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.